Okay, here we go. All right. Hello, magnificent beings. Here we are back again today. And hey, the reason I wanted to pop in today, especially, is I had a special lady that I wanted to introduce you guys to and share some of the successes she had, because all the things that I've been teaching you guys this week and will continue to teach you tomorrow and Saturday and Monday and Tuesday are many of the things that she has done to create a great, successful business. And so we'll tell you more about her, but let me just tell you, she is one jet setter. And so for me to be able to have her here right now is really special. Okay. So this is Ellany Lea, and she's a client. We were just talking, I can't even remember when it was now, but yeah, but she's just want to go get her. And I just needed to share her success story with you. But she is the founder of the Guide to Grace. It's a sanctuary for soul maturation and lifestyle freedom. And boy, does she have that down. And that's one of the things I wanted to bring her on, is to show that you actually can build your business around your lifestyle and not the other way around. She has lived in and worked in over 130 countries right now. Is that where you are, 131 or? Yep. Okay, awesome. And she guides women founders, overachievers, which is her specialty, freedom seekers, through her signature Unleash Your Masterclass program, so that they can alchemize the depth and the beauty of their soul into wisdom that liberates others. So yay, I'm so happy to have you on with me today, my girl.
Oh, so good to be with you. It was like,
oh my gosh. So,
but it feels like
if we were to go back, when you first connected with me, can you just say a little bit like what compelled you to, for us to come together and for you to work with me?
Yeah, I remember clear as day. I knew that in order to succeed in business, and I wanted a location independent business especially, that I needed three things: information, because I had done coach training, but I didn't know anything about business, anything about marketing. So I knew I needed information. I needed implementation. I needed someone to help me implement it, not just know all this information, and transformation. And so I looked online for six-figure coaches and like, go big or go bigger. So find someone who would help me get to six figures as quickly as possible. And then when we got on the phone, I just remember so much laughing, and that
that is number one,
right? Joy. And I was like, because all the majority, there was just so much hustling and forcing and like working 36 hours per day when there aren't even that many hours. And when you and I connected, it was just joy and delight and get shit done as well. And that made all the difference. I remember the joy that made all the difference. So we started, I think I spoke to you on a Tuesday, signed up on a Thursday.
Oh my gosh. Wow, you have a better memory than me. Oh my goodness. So can tell us a little bit about where your business was at the time we started, because like you said, you were growing, you were hustling and bustling. What was going on with you?
So this majority, just because the majority does it a certain way, doesn't mean they're right, doesn't mean it works for me. I'm a fan of grace and ease and joy and peace, and get shit done.
Yes.
So I was at about, I broke the $60,000 mark on my first year. But I was working way too many hours, like 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. because that was the only model I had. And then when I think on our second or third session, you had mentioned something about not working the last week of the month, like you take a week off every month or so. I was like, time out. What? Just mind blown, heart blown, like you can do that. So I guess you'd call that a paradigm shift. Like I just was never presented with a role model of ease and joy and working less to achieve more, not working more to achieve more. And so that was a whole game changer. And it took time, like everything I learned from you, it took time to implement. It took time to hone in, to make my own. So I'm not doing Eva's work. I'm blending what she taught me with my own unique, and just and then making it really work for me.
Yeah, and you know, that's so important, because that's one of my big things, is that, you know, as I say, cookie cutter doesn't work because we're not cookies.
Exactly.
You are not a cookie.
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Exactly.
so it's important, so important that no matter what anyone's learning, that they've got to find what works for them and make it theirs. And that's one of the things that that's one of my big flags that I wave big time. And you were just so brilliant at being able to do that. And so, yes, it does take the time, but that's the part that you're talking about, the implementation. Like, it does take implementation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it does take, getting in there and doing it. But oh my goodness, when you find that and you're honing it and finally make it your own, you talk about the ease and the grace and being in flow. That's what it's all about.
And even the outside results, people look at my website and they used to say like, oh, it's cool, or oh, I like it. But now what they would say is like, oh my God, it's so you. Or they're like, oh, this is so like, oh my God, this is totally you. And so that was the information you gave me and the implementation and support that we had together that led me to the transformation piece, to be the most me I could be, to do it the most my way I could do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Can you speak to, what I'm curious about is, what were the specific things, the tangible things, the results, as well as maybe intangible results?
I remember, so I'll start with the intangible, because that was so vivid. I remember asking you, how do I grow a thicker skin? I'm a natural, I'm an introvert, right. I'm really sensitive. And I remember asking you, like, how do I not get bombarded or overwhelmed and just be tougher? And I remember you burst out laughing and you said, oh, my darling, no, you don't grow a thicker skin like an armor. You just fill yourself with more of you, like capital Y, more of your soul, more of the divinity, more of your glory. And when from the inside out, you fill yourself so much like this, then you're not so porous to the chaos or the people or the criticism or what's going on out there. And also I became less porous to the voices in my head. Like I hear them, but I didn't get pummeled or taken down by the own voices in my head. So I remember that. No, you don't grow a thicker skin. Fill yourself with you more. Yes. That was the number one thing I remember and took away. And then in terms of tangible, I feel like it's the funnel. Like being taught how funnels work, how a launch campaign sequence works, what are the elements needed. I remember you doing the appetizer tray. Now I know the terms. They're called lead magnets and opt-ins and things. That's right. I had no idea what they were called. That you pass a tray, the right people will take what they like. They may or may not stay for the dinner. That's okay. Yes. And so that concept,
and I just want to say something right here about that when you're talking about passing the hors d'oeuvre tray, because we're going to get to that, guys. I'm going to be teaching you all about that. That comes in stage 4 of the Big List Launchpad, which is where you have those interested in what you offer, investing in what you offer, and the energy in which you do it, which is so heart opening and easy, and it's not that manipulative, salesy kind of stuff. You get to be you. Anyway, I just want to say that because we haven't gotten to that, but good that you said it, because there's a little teaser of what's coming up.
There you go. So stick around for stage 4, module 4. And it's and now like it's like called the art of enrollment. So it's this like the right people come to me, as opposed to like a pie in the face, the car salesman. It's so not that. So that it was an art that anyone could learn. And I didn't know that even existed. So the concept of the funnel, the systems, the pieces, how to launch something.
That's fabulous. That's fabulous. And so, we haven't worked together for a little bit now. What are the things that you have been able to take away long since we've worked together now, that you've been able to continue on to create all the success that you've had in your business?
Yeah, I feel like during our time together, I mean, it's impossible to do everything all at once, but I was able to revisit our notes and revisit the things you had taught me. And then when it was time and I had the space and I implemented those things, things like, you know, your signature program, having several, like a mini course leading to a medium course, leading to a mega course, or packaging all that together into like a VIP, like a big thing, pricing tiers, all those things I was able to slowly digest over the years and revisit again and revisit again. And each revisit, it gets better. It's like a tree. Like every season and every year, it grows roots deeper. What was the quote you said? You told me. The taller the skyscraper, the deeper the foundation.
Yes. Yes.
So I had spent time with you building that foundation, and then over time letting it root, build again. The concept is still the same. Just
absolutely
needed to revisit that.
Absolutely.
And so now I've been able to visit 130 something countries, completely location independent.
It's amazing.
And I couldn't have done it alone. So watching you, it's not something that we worked on specifically, but watching you partner up with your besties and your, you know, people in the industry, like, yeah, okay, noted. I'm not going to do this alone anymore.
Yeah, good for you. Yes, 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 yes. And so, it's interesting because the whole, what I'm teaching right now for the Big List Launchpad is the foundation.
Yeah.
And so, because it's so important. If you don't have that, you know, the way I say, you're building a business on quicksand.
Exactly.
You know, or a
house of cards.
Right. Right. So it's just so important. And that's why I always start with that. So yay for the skyscraper you built.
Yay. It was so worth it. You know, it took focus, it took dedication, it took discipline, but it did not take suffering and the blood, sweat, and tears of the old paradigm that we were taught, or at least I was taught growing up.
Yes, and it's such a good distinction, because that's one of the things I'm saying. Yeah, this will work, but you got to work it. It's not about the suffering and the struggling and that kind of thing, but you got to be willing to put the effort in. And when you're doing something that's aligned with your spirit and your values and how you want to do things, even though there's a lot of work to be put into it, it's great, you know, it works. And so it's worth it. So yeah, I'm glad you spoke to that. So yeah, anything else you'd like to share with my magnificent community here?
I feel like the final thing that I'm saying, especially for people who've been in the community for a while, and if they're on the fence considering joining or not the program, I would say success is contagious. Good energy is contagious. Things like ease and joy, which to me, that's what you provide, you know, structure, momentum, ease, joy, those things are contagious. So I know I've even after we finished our coaching, I stuck around in your community for a while, and just good energy is contagious. So it's not just about information, you know, really stay here, stay in this community for the good energy, because that joy, that ease, that's contagious.
Awesome. Well, oh my goodness, thank you so much for taking the time, Miss Jet Setter, to come in.
My pleasure.
Spend some time with us. I so appreciate it. And I just wish you all the best and everything that you're on. And I'm still following you. I'm still tracking with things.
Where in the world is Ellany?
Exactly. So
a big hug from Argentina. Yep. It was so wonderful to see you.
All righty. And for those of you who are interested, you know, come on down, join us in the Big List Launchpad. All right. Big heart hugs to you.
Bye
folks. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same channel.